Postal is a series of mediocre games. There was never a great game developed by the Arizona-based developer running with scissors. But out of the 3 games, I'd say Postal 2 was the only decent one, especially because despite its technical shortcomings, at least it's got more character and charm than Postal 4 Regurgitation. God, that game was garbage. I guess they had to make their own version of Postal 3 just for the lulz. Postal Redux lets you know it's an outdated game by its controls and graphics. Not only does the game look awful, which is ironic given this is a remaster, but the controls are atrocious. Imagine trying to play a top-down shooter on a PC. It's not possible. These types of games are 1, obsolete, and 2, clunky beyond disbelief. They were meant for arcade machines with joysticks and all, not a computer with a keyboard and mouse. But hey, at least by default it's black and white, basically, so I can alter the footage to change the color of the blood, cause you know, screw YouTube. There's a small arsenal of weapons. By default, you get an infinite ammo, low damage, low accuracy submachine gun. Then you get the pump action shotgun, an automatic shotgun, flamethrower, rocket launcher, grenade launcher, grenades, molotovs, and a revolver. There's no real plot in comparison to Postal 2. Instead, the Postal dude is just some insane in the membrane white guy. And it's basically, a white male simulator. Or by today's politically correct standards, incel simulator. Just run around and gun down everyone, but especially the hostile NPCs to move on to the next level. The art style and perspective does throw me off throughout my playthrough, but I never died. It's an easy, too easy, and very boring game to play. I mean, without any context, what's the appeal of this game? I guess if you're still a 12-year-old who just discovered Marilyn Manson and Death Note, you'd find this game a dream come true. But since I'm no longer in that dark phase of my life, though one day I shall return given how my life is going right now, the joy of massacring people alone isn't enough to entertain me anymore. We're no longer in the age of Newgrounds and Miniclip. We need games today that offer more substance. If you got the contents of a Flash game, you need to go back to the drawing board and start all over again, cause your game is going to suck. Nothing worse than a shallow, lackluster, clunky game of mediocrity. And that's the best way to summarize Postal Redux.
That's a boomstick.
So yeah, you move throughout a few dozen levels and kill a bunch of people. The same models of police, rednecks, and military. It gets old and nothing interesting happens. The ending is boring and anticlimactic. I just cannot comprehend the appeal. There's not a single level that interested me. You got the generic American suburbs, the generic mine tunnel, the generic Chicago streets, the generic military base, the generic train station. It's just meh. Plus, you'll be lucky if you can get more than 20 minutes of playtime out of this thing before you're bored, let alone done, as you just beated the game right out of nowhere.
Population pressure and the stress of modern life may cause an increase in violent tendencies. The urban environment is the incubator for all sorts of undesirable behaviors. However much his atrocities disgust us, he may actually consider himself a hero. This is common among those who, in the popular slang, go postal. peace of mind, he may feel that he's battling against impossible odds. It is not unusual for such individuals to believe that the entire fate of the world rests with them. In the end, our subject has displayed all the classic symptoms of paranoid delusions. We may never know exactly what set him off, but rest assured, we will have plenty of time to study him.
At the end of the day, Postal Redux is just another mediocre edgelord game of the boring tropes and repetitive droll mechanics. I cannot recommend it, as I'm not a 12-year-old anymore. I guess that's running with Scissor's target audience. Maybe that's why I couldn't get into Postal 4 and consider it one of the worst games of all time. Who knows? What I do know is, if you plan on getting Postal Redux, be sure to get onto a storefront for a quick and easy refund after you realize what a mistake it was to get the thing in the first place. Anyways, that's it for this video. See you all later. After the horrors of Postal 4, the mediocrity of Postal Redux, and obviously there still being no Postal 3 in existence, I decided it was time to go back to the pinnacle of the series, Postal 2. Which is now 21 years old. Man, I gotta stop smoking this crap.
What are you talking about? If it was up your ass, you'd know. Hey, buddy, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Holy shit! In the name of Allah! Prepare to die, infidels! Come out, my peaceful brethren. It's time to deliver an ass-whooping of biblical proportions. It's go time, you pajama-wearing pagans.
The game is about the postal dude, who's married to a fat, ugly woman only known as the bitch. Which makes sense because the entire game, she's your stereotypical Western woman. Always crabby, always blaming the dude, and never happy, even when you do what she wants. Women.
Did you go by work?
Yeah, apparently I'm on sabbatical or something.
Well, good. Maybe you can get a few more things done for me.
I'm gonna do a few things to you.
What was that?
Nothing, dear. Enjoy your milk.
You also have the dumb dog, Champ. But who cares, he's useless, and only exists for the reason of being a dog. Outside of Apocalypse Weekend, you'll never notice that he's actually there. Even then, he's just for plot reasons in the expansion pack.
Oh man, I'm so screwed. Champ! Good dog. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Outside of that, you'll encounter a large variety of unique characters over the course of a whole week, from Monday to Sunday. You'll meet and possibly fight Gary Coleman, the Taliban, Al-Qaeda, various kinds of protesters, the police, rednecks, National Guard, game publishers, and more. Honestly, unlike Postal 4, the various encounters in Postal 2 feel more natural and well thought out. Postal 4 was just random Reddit meme humor shitposts, like Saints Row the Third, aka Saints Row the Turd.
The game's asleep. Well, wake him up then. We gonna do it here? Yeah, should be safe in here. It's not Tuesday, is it? Nah, it's Wednesday. Who's first? You went first last time. It's my turn now. Wake up! my God, Billy Bob, now he's got the shovel.
Please, I'll never.
Hey, these things really do need sharpening. I feel better already. Oh my God, I'm the damn gimp. Oh great, now my day is complete.
Each day you'll have chores to deal with, which are very relatable. Well, for the time, I doubt anyone today knows what a book or a library is, let alone a mall or Gary Coleman.
What you talking about?
With each day passing, things get more challenging and weird. Monday, you just go to work, deal with Polygon employees trying to burn down the entire building because they hate violence in video games and think it's immoral, so they get violent themselves. That is very much like Polygon, huh? Cash your check, buy goat milk from Habib, and go home. How you complete these goals and get there is up to you, however. For example, I can refuse to pay for the milk and kill the store clerk, run through the back, and kill his Taliban harem of wives, and escape through a window. For cashing the check, I can play legit and wait in line to cash it, which in turn can encounter a bank robbery, or I can just rob the bank myself and get even more money, but then have to deal with the police till I can make it home, hopefully in one piece. Tuesday has you returning a book and fighting through book protesters who burned the place down, and getting Gary's signature at the mall. Then there's the infamous petition chore, to get whiny congressmen to play violent video games. Yeah, still to this day, that ain't going to happen. They're all out of touch, corrupt assholes, just like how Civvy11 said, #FreeCivvy. Wednesday has you voting, like it matters, it's a rigged system, they already chose who's gonna win. Like a Telltale game, they just give you the illusion of choice.
Oh shit.
Getting a Christmas tree, which is weird given it's Arizona, like they have any season other than hot as balls year-round weather. And peeing on the dude's dad's grave, before getting turned into an ass slave by rednecks. Yeah, this game goes places. But it's around this part I just quit because of the forced platforming that holds the game back. Its controls and movement are not made for platforming.
Have a safe trip back. Here's some tips from the future. Bet on the Red Sox and don't buy Postal 3.
Thanks.
What's up?
Hi there.
Is this everything?
Yes.
That'll be $10.
Great Scott!
Okay. I know what
Hello.
you're thinking, but hi there.
Is this everything?
Yes.
That'll be $10.
Well, I suppose that was worth the wait.
Given Postal 2 is a first-person shooter, you'd hope for good gun mechanics and smooth movement. That's not true at all here. Instead, you get stick up your ass movement that's pure stiff, and the shooting is such RNG bullshit. In fact, if guns worked in real life as they do in Postal 2, we'd never have any more mass shootings or any other gun-related crimes. No matter what, it takes at least 2 or more shotgun blasts to a face to kill a person, no matter who they are. Handguns are even worse. Melee is useless outside of zombies during the weekend expansion. It could take several sledgehammer skull hits to kill a soldier. Gary Coleman takes more bullets than Peter Weller from the opening scene of RoboCop. There's barely any good weapons outside of the sawed-off shotgun, which is op, and as such you barely get any shotgun ammo by the time you find it. As you get new weapons, you'll have a huge arsenal of stuff, such as a Glock, machine pistol, pump-action shotgun, sawed-off shotgun, assault rifle, LSMG, heat-seeking rocket launcher, nuke launcher, grenades, Molotovs, baseball bat, hatchet, machete, sledgehammer, scissors, and more. Trying to scroll through all your weapons is difficult, especially during a firefight, which occurs most of the time. But you also have items to use during your playthrough, like a map, crack, dog treats, mini-map radar, donuts, pizza, fast food bag, and more. The most effective items are crack to heal you and increase your max health from 100 to 125, and a dog treats to hire dogs, so hostile dogs can now become allies and follow you around, killing enemies for you. This is more required than an option during Apocalypse Weekend, with hellhounds swarming you constantly, especially towards the end.
Who's with me? Come on, everyone, follow me!
The world is closed off, but in turn there's a lot of Easter eggs and secrets to be found, like weapon stashes. You can also find yourself in a sewer full of Religion of Peace and slaughter them.
I ain't even going near that.
Maybe even finding a VR headset that gives you a glimpse into the future for the Postal 1 remake. You never know what there is until you try to explore every nook and cranny. Each day, things change up, too, with certain locations being off limits and new places opening up. You can be rewarded or punished for your curiosity.
Hi there, would you like to sign my petition?
Okay, I guess that sounds pretty good.
Thanks. Would you please sign my petition? Hi there,
Here,
would you like to sign my petition?
No way, you freaking pinko.
Shit. Would you please sign my petition?
Look out.
Hi there, would you like to sign my petition? Would you please sign my petition? Look, just sign the stupid petition. I've got stuff to do.
No way, you freaking pinko.
You gotta be fucking kidding.
Once you're done with the 5 weekdays, let alone just skip them in favor of the better Apocalypse Weekend, things get trippy and more chaotic. Released 2 years after the base game in 2005, Apocalypse Weekend follows the postal dude trying to get himself together after attempting to end it all because of a bitch of a wife. His car and trailer were taken away due to unpaid fees, and Champ as well was about to be put down. So Saturday is about getting money and escaping the hospital full of zombie Gary Colemans, fighting zombies and mad cows with more protesters, and killing an evil publisher, which doesn't look so bad in comparison to modern game publishers. Sunday is about rescuing Champ after getting a nuke to blow up the town, all while fighting National Guard, zombies, normal people, and Mad Cow Mike J, who's the easiest boss in the game.
Oh man,
was just a horrible dream.
The problems with the game are vast, and it's never going to be fixed. Let's list them off. For starters, the AI can be a bit special. Next issue is the forced platforming sections, whether that's when you escape the redneck butt dungeon or the factory on Thursday. But you also have to deal with lack of ammo for weapons in various areas, making them near impossible, especially on higher difficulties. Trying to make it out of the terrorist compound and National Guard base is the worst. It's more doable on easy, but you still take loads of damage and the soldiers still have high health, so you'll still struggle. The lack of balance in general is a load of bull, especially the National Guard base in Apocalypse Weekend, where you have none of your stuff as it's taken away. Those parts in games, especially shooters, needs to be made illegal.
Based.
We also have to deal with stuttering and frame dips during the entire playthrough. They never optimized the game. Heck, they still haven't done the same for Postal 4, which runs worse than a chain-smoking 100-year-old granny that's also a paraplegic. While I get it's older, so they couldn't pull it off, they still couldn't pull off an open world in Postal 4, so the constant linear level design and closed-off nature ruins the pacing and immersion. Nothing says fun like walking for 10 seconds to only hit a loading screen, but it is what it is. Just wish the game wasn't so constrained, much like Postal 4. At the end of the day, Postal 2 is a mediocre game, but a mediocre game worth playing. Despite my gripes with the game, I do enjoy it and am glad to have given it another chance, especially after playing it off and on again throughout the 2010s, before never touching it again. After Postal 4 and Postal Redux, I needed a good Postal game, and while Postal will always be a mediocre series of games or even all-out garbage, Postal 2 is the best, and only one you should try. It's usually on sale and dirt cheap on various storefronts these days, so give it a shot when you can. Anyways, that's it for this video. I need to smoke some crack and Civvy needs to sell me some more. My supply is drying out. I wonder if he delivers. I don't want to do this video. I really don't want to do this video. This is one of the most disappointing games in my life. It is awful. But let's get it over with, shall we? If I have to suffer, you have to suffer. Now, back when I was a kid, there was a game that came out called Postal 2. And it's still somewhat of a cult classic, though it feels like it's a little more popular than it used to be. And it was a hidden gem that got flack for being different and not being politically correct. Yeah, PC culture has been an issue for several decades. It wasn't just a 2010s trend that's still plaguing Western civilization to this day. So IGN and the other snowflakes attacked Postal 2 for being offensive. But it wasn't. It was just stupid, jank fun. So many years later, we finally got the sequel, Postal 4. Postal 4. There was never a, you know what, it's Postal 1, 2, and 4. Yet, Postal 4 is not what many had hoped for after so many years of waiting for a true sequel to Postal 2. Hey, if you thought we would get a sequel to Postal 2, then you're wrong. You're very, very wrong. Instead, we got Wish.com version of Saints Row the 3rd with a postal skin. It relies on pee-pee poo-poo humor, and for the lols, instead of being fun and funny. The game is broken, unoptimized, and boring. It's very, very boring. I'll never understand how Civvy11, hashtag FreeCivvy, could put up with the whole game and complete it. But then again, I get it. He's a YouTuber, he has to pay the bills, so he puts up with the bad game to make a video for our entertainment. Yeah, I don't know how he could do it. He's definitely got to have demons in his head, and more so than just Cancer Mouse, in order to think that this is a game worth playing through. I'm so sorry, Civvy, I don't know how you can do it. I can't. This game is just so bad, so jarringly bad, that it's more jarring than one man, one jar. If you're old like me, you know what that is. Anyways, the game starts out with no intrigue whatsoever. You lose your mobile home and now must find work. You do menial jobs like sewage worker, prison guard, animal control. Then you repeat that for several days and the game is over. Nothing interesting occurs this time around. You also lack any celebrities. So don't go expecting the late Gary Coleman or anything. I mean, he's dead, but I'm sure if he was alive, he would have been in this. Maybe, but probably not. The humor is so god-awful. It's so juvenile. And they're not even attempting to be offensive this time. They're trying to play it safe with Tumblr humor. If you have your head half shaved and the other half dyed purple, you might think this game is funny. But for everyone else who grew up with Postal 1 and 2, and sorry for anybody who grew up with the other one that we will not mention, you will not think this game is funny. You will think this game is literal torture that the CIA uses instead of waterboarding because they think it's more effective. And you know what? It probably is worse than waterboarding. It's broken, it's incomplete, it's unoptimized, low frame rates and stuttering galore. You also can't complete jobs and you will fall through the world constantly. You'll hear clipping in the audio and audio will loop over and over and even have audios layering on top of each other. So you'll have a whole bunch of different audio trying to play at once and it just sounds so god awful. It's like I'm hearing the demons of hell themselves. I don't understand how they thought that this was the true sequel to Postal 2. This is so awful. I would sooner recommend Postal 1. I would sooner recommend anything. Except for, you know what? You know what I'm talking about. We will not talk about that one Postal. Because that one never happened. How I would sooner recommend the Postal movie than Postal 4. And we all know that the Postal movie was heinous. Overall, the game is just fucking trash. Developers even know this and are banning people for not liking the game. They also are not going to fix the game. I do not recommend it. Thumbs down. So many thumbs down that Roger Ebert's zombie comes back and sends me a cease and desist order. I also give the game an easy 1 star for garbage. If you're going to make a Postal game, do it right, or you end up pulling a Postal 3 2.0, because that is all Postal 4 is at the end of the fucking day. A fucking disappointment, a failed abortion, abomination to gamers worldwide. They must have had to make this game to stay afloat. They were going out of business. Was that it? Was Running with Scissors going out of business? Is that why they made Postal 4? Because they knew they needed money or else they would be out of work? Was the company really going under? Was it going belly up? Why did you make this? This is not Postal. This is awful. This is fucking awful. Postal 4 will never be good. And while Postal 2 still has its problems, I would sooner recommend Postal 2 on Steam with all the patches and the DLC combined, even the new DLC, Paradise Lost. I would sooner recommend it with all its mods. It's just a better game. They created their Magnus Opus, and ever since Running with Scissors have been running to chase their original Magnus Opus, trying to think of they're going to be able to capture the same magic, the same lightning in a bottle twice. But the reality is, you can't. You can't capture it twice. You can only make one good game that you'll be remembered for. And then after that, nothing will ever live up to it again. Just look at Obsidian Entertainment with Fallout New Vegas. After that, they never made anything good again. It's just, it is what it is. Fuck Postal 4. Fuck it to hell. That's it for this video. If you liked it, like it, and subscribe if you haven't. If you disliked it, dislike it. That's it. I'm out. I need to take a break. I can't keep doing this crap.
You plan on starting any of your tasks soon? Quit dilly-dallying.